Hello, world, and welcome to the United Hour. I am President Shotta, and in the house with me, we got the man Mark Lewis. We have some other guests that will be coming
We'll jump on.
Shortly. So, we're gonna have a lot of people coming through today. We have a lot to talk about. We had to talk about Jesse Lingard feeling disrespected by the club. He says, regardless of what's going on, he's looking to buzz the tape. We have to talk about the FA Youth Cup coming up. How much of a difference is that going to be for Manchester United? We have to talk about one matter. We have to talk about some statements from Ralf Rangnick. But we're going to start off the program talking about Champions League results. It is going to be it is going to be a Liverpool and Real Madrid final for the Champions League on May 28th. I mean, that football yesterday, Mark, boy, that football was unbelievable.
Epic. Till I get up for a moment when City score, get up and go in the kitchen and come back, 1-1. Get up again, come back, 2-1. No time at all. That is Champions League pedigree.
I don't know if people are aware of this, but once upon a time, City supporters were a very nervous group. Even when they were winning, they never used, it had some supporters, they would be like, they're winning a game and they're jumping up and they're going crazy. City supporters, that was never them, because they were to reaching the cusp and then falling short. And I remember some years ago, City was leading a game, and I found it strange that the supporters, this is before Pep Guardiola was there, of course. And they didn't look like a team that was winning. And the commentator was talking about the fact that City has gotten accustomed to heartbreak. And Pep Guardiola came in, and I think he changed that culture. I think the new City fans, they feel very good about themselves. They I wouldn't say they have developed an arrogance. I wouldn't say that. But, they feel good. They've been winning a lot of things. They've been winning a lot of silverware. Pep changed the dynamic. But I think yesterday they probably felt it was deja vu, boy.
Because yesterday I watched the game and I was like, it has some City fans in the crowd biting the nails. They're looking nervous thing. Then boom, the score. And some of them expression didn't change much,
No, I think,
they were looking like, oh gosh, I hope this don't happen again. And then boom, 1-1. And I was like, not again.
Welcome the man Robert Wallace to the stream.
Good afternoon.
Robbie!
Why? What's going on?
That's cool.
ID.
So we have, I mean, that, I don't know what to say. If I was a Manchester City fan, I would have feel sick. Because one of the images I always have in my head as a youth was watching the final when we played Bayern Munich. And we were down. And the only thing I didn't do when we scored those 2 goals in extra time was cry, boy. I felt so elated. And I remember, watch me, I don't know if football ever gave you almost a spiritual experience. Watching that final was a spiritual experience for me, because it set something set in my mind that, no matter what, it's not over until it's over.
I feel like every time Manchester United playing, I feel like, all right, we're down 2 minutes to go. Okay, well, that's enough time to win the game. Or at least come back and draw.
Martin, Philip, boy, how you feeling today, boy? After that pressure your team got yesterday, how you feeling today? Tell us in the comments how you feeling today. So when I watch that, and I watch the Real Madrid fans that would have flown to Manchester. No, sorry, that was in Real Madrid.
That was in
in Spain. And I watching these fans And you know, when the first goal went in, you could see this that they, even though time was limited, they will be leaving.
Yeah.
they will be leaving, boy. And then they scored again, and I was like, nah, City can't be serious. Them can't be serious at all. And then I went into extra time, and
that is when the game was set up nice for Big Ben.
you understand? I was like, I say, wait, I say, you're telling me for the umpteenth time, Pep going and get kicked out Champions League, boy. And then, of course, all the memes and all the images that have been going on for the past 4 or 5 years, ever since Yaya Toure left Manchester United, started to make the wrongs. You know, saying, talking about, oh, Manchester City cursed, and that Yaya Toure's agent said that African shamans will make sure that Pep Guardiola never win a Champions League with Manchester City because of the way he treated Yaya Toure. So I want to ask a very simple question before we move along into United business. There are 2 questions to ask. The first one, I will go to you first, Mark, is what do you think? Is it that Pep, ever since he has left Barcelona, has just been a Champions League bottler? Because we need to remember that when Pep went to to Bayern Munich, the team Pep inherited won the treble.
Yeah.
They won their domestic cup, they won the league, and they won Champions League. So Pep inherited a team that won Champions League, failed to win Champions League with that Bayern Munich team twice. Came to Manchester City, make one final, has never won the competition. So do you think that the team is cursed, or do you think that Pep's decision making is what causes them to fall short? And I would like Martin Philip to answer that question as well.
Pep, I feel Pep had to come and work Coca-Cola because since he leaves Barca, there's only bottles. He's bottling it. I really believe.
Yeah.
I would like to believe. I don't want to believe it, but I feel that Yaya Toure situation has something to do with it because you don't play with them people and them and the voodoo and the curses. You don't play with them. And for a man to say that, I feel he do something somewhere along the line, boy. Because Pep, since he leave Barca, like he lost that Champions League sting. You understand? And as you say, he inherited teams. Right? As I see it now, Pep just spending a set of money to win the EPL and wherever cups it are in the EPL. But Champions League, he continuously going on the beach in hurricane season, and the lifeguard and them telling him, nah, you can't swim. Pack up and go back home. You understand?
So, and same question to you, Robert. Well, what do you think it is? You think it's the Yaya Toure curse, or do you think Pep is just, a bottler?
I think Pep is a fraud. That's just me. He's a fraud. But
Pep so small.
But yeah, I mean, now to be fair, right? Pep is a great. He is a great manager. He is. He's a great manager. No one would say no. The man did something special with Barcelona. He did. But remember, to win the Champions League is not just skill, but luck, it's spirits. Is everything have to work for you. I mean, I come back to us in our second Champions League against Bayern Munich. We were never supposed to win.
Exactly.
That whole tournament, we were never supposed to win. That whole entire run.
And people also have to remember we were missing our captain in that final
because
he couldn't.
Remember, we scraped through Juventus because we were never supposed to be them. We scraped through somebody else because we were never supposed to be them.
I think we beat Barcelona on the way there as well.
Right, and then we reached the final.
Yeah, we drew 3-3 with Barcelona.
Right, and then we reached the final without Keane, without Scholes, and yet we won it. And then it's the same thing, you know, in 08. 08 was the same thing. You know, we were never supposed to get there. We met Barca before they became that Barca team of just pure
A
dominance.
powerhouse.
And it was one score shot, one. We beat them 1-0. I mean, I don't know about all of them, but I remember my bums was doing this, them two legs. It was Lord have mercy, pain, right? But we and then we met Chelsea, and you all know Chelsea was our team that we just couldn't. We could never just beat them.
Chelsea was the
Never.
boogie team at
Never.
that time.
And our star man Ronaldo wasn't there. He like that final just I don't know, like he scored the header and then he just went missing.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, but we won. That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, I would say Pep is a fraud because in my mind he's a fraud. But to win in Champions League is
I tell you, some
things-
sort of luck.
yeah, things have to be going for you. It
Things
has
got
to
to
be
go
going
in
for
your
you.
favor.
You know, and it's just not for him. You know, and
Yeah.
you can't fart on his accomplishments, but at the same time I will because he's a fraud. Right? I will do it.
Maybe he could go by Jurgen Klopp here
Yeah.
implants people and maybe
And-
maybe
and-
some here might help him out.
Do some, but I think it's
Something,
like I think
something.
sometimes he over analyzes things, and then two, you took off De Bruyne, you took off Mahrez, I believe, right? No, was it Silva you took off?
That is the
Because
next thing too.
Right,
He take off the danger man on them.
right. Because before that, right, Real Madrid wasn't doing much, but you saw Real Madrid make miracles 3 times in the 16, and they beat PSG, miracle. They beat Chelsea, miracle. And then you still say, you know what, I'm going to take off De Bruyne. Any Bernabeu.
Right.
1-0 up.
Yesterday, De Bruyne and Mahrez would have to run until the legs fall off.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And
son. You take
were-
off them and them.
Right. You were 1-0 up on the day.
Yeah.
Right? And you just assume, well, you know what? We win. You can't win. Not when Big Ben's on the field. That
Yeah,
Bernabeu
because
Stadium
when I see it,
has a spirit. It has a
when
spirit
I
in
see
it.
the board, the photo official pop the board and I see De Bruyne number, I say, nah.
No,
I started studying, he get kicked, he get lashed. Wait till win on it.
And once they scored, that was it. The game was done. It was there.
Yeah.
Because we have all seen that Man City cannot fight. They can't fight. They don't have
They
a
don't
team
have
to
it in
fight
them.
us. No.
Once you score 2 on them early, they're not comeback team.
No.
Manchester
No.
City is one team I always believe you have a good chance of winning if you go up early. And
Yeah,
Liverpool.
yeah.
Both of them, once they score the first goal, their record is really good. It is very rare they lose a game from being in front. So yesterday was kind of rare, right?
Mhm.
Especially Liverpool. When they score
Yeah.
first, in the league, they haven't lost at all this year.
Yeah.
And
no.
they have a good record. But you see, if you score on them first, once they fall behind, you see, like when the second goal went in,
Mhm.
they couldn't catch themselves. You know?
No.
That's why-
They had all the play. You know? Now, don't get me wrong. Grealish had a couple chances, yes.
Yeah, but he's a
But-
fraud.
But
Yeah.
He's always on time.
generally, Real look more dangerous
Yeah.
in extra time than City. But
Yeah,
Ian
because-
Bruce, welcome to the conversation.
Angelotti take off, he give Big Ben a rest and he send on the runners. He send on the youth. He tell Camavinga, the midfield is yours, you run it. Yeah,
Yeah.
son?
Camavinga, more than anybody else, I think was the big difference for Real.
Yeah.
Madrid.
Yeah.
Man had
Yeah.
an assist. He had the steal that set up the second goal. He was involved in the play that set up the third goal.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, he came on and he was just fearless.
And we didn't buy him.
Yeah. And Pep take
Was
off
right
them and I
there.
say, here we go again.
He was right there. He was right there. And we didn't buy him.
Yeah.
Ken Prime is saying that he believe he had to raise the man. He had to raise the man that deal with Pep. Pep will never win a Champions League again.
Yeah, I say that has some sort of truth to that, boy. Yeah, son.
So Hayden Bruce, question I want to direct to you is concerning the final on May the 28th. Who do you think is going to come out on top? You gotta unmute your mic.
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, because Real has showed their class beyond any measure of a doubt, right?
Sure.
They show that the game is not over until the last whistle blows, right? Liverpool seems to be on a high. Now, I am, in my gut feeling, I feel Liverpool is going to go there with the same attitude as Manchester City, that we are us, we are champions, and they will beat us, and they will fall into that same trap that Man City fall into. And if it happens, I will laugh from here to get the kingdom come. Because now,
but as a United supporter, who do you want to win? Who is your preference? Let me ask a different question. Not who you think you're going to win. Who you want to win?
Real.
And you, Mark Lewis, talk to me.
Real.
Robert?
Yeah.
One is my rival is my rival forever.
Yeah.
And Liverpool is definitely way more of a rival than
Real Madrid. You hit me 5 this season. You embarrass me. 5-4.
No.
Yeah.
If City had gone through and it was a Liverpool City final, I'd have back City to win it.
Yeah. If City had gone through, I was back in City.
Yeah.
But Real, I'm back in Real, and as they say, Liverpool go fall into that same trap.
Yeah.
Because them two is a team that once you score on them early, them does kind of crumble to them.
Mohamed Salah said that he wanted Real to win. He wanted to face Real. Now that he gets his wish, let's see how that final turns out.
Yeah, we'll see who Zombie heavier.
Yeah.
The only thing, fellas, is I'm wondering if Klopp sit down and really analyze what happened to Manchester City, and coming out and saying, "Listen, we're not to fall into that trap." If he uses his head wise, he will not fall into that trap.
I will tell you something. As much as I agree with what you're saying, the Real Madrid, after those substitutes were made, was a different team to before those substitutes. And
that's why
something is hard for you to plan for, because who is Ancelotti going to, when you have new stars, we know what Casemiro brings, we know what Modric brings, we know what Cruz brings. When you have new stars like Camavinga and the goal scorer that came out, when you have these guys now, it's very difficult for you to plan.
Yeah.
Because it might be a totally different kettle of fish in that final, So I looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice final. I feel Liverpool going to come out with a lot of emotions. The emotions going to be, and adrenaline going to be running high. And I expect them to start real quick. But after a while, I feel Real going to get into the own. And remember that there's a team, Real is a team right now, everybody did right off.
Well, I think there's a lot more to happen where Liverpool is concerned. They have a FA Cup final before that. We're going to know the result of the league, but before that, so you find that Liverpool could either be riding high, they could either be like one more win for the quadruple, or it could be, one more win to win something else besides the League Cup. So time alone will tell where Liverpool would be psychologically. But I think Real Madrid know they're set in the league.
Pedigree.
And I don't know, boy. Winners find a way to win it.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing that team could do is win Champions League.
Find a way to win.
So I want to transition, guys, and talk a little bit about the man himself, Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard's brother came out after Manchester United's last home game, and Jesse Lingard's brother said, pending a post, I believe it's IG, Instagram, he penned in a post that, you know, Jesse feels very hurt and disrespected by the club, that after spending so much time at the club, coming into the club as a youth prospect and working his way up into the team and giving so much, that, you know, he feels lied to, he was disrespected, he didn't even get to play in front of the fans for the last time. And, you know, let's don't get twisted. Jesse Lingard is a guy that has scored in finals for Manchester United, right? I mean, he is not overall during his tenure to say he's the greatest player for us, but he has contributed in his United career for sure. And you know, Jesse also, it is being said that Jesse felt that he was lied to, because after his stint at West Ham, you know, he was given assurances that if he stayed with the team, he would get to play. He didn't get to play. He was not allowed to leave in January. And, you know, now we're hearing that Ten Hag may be interested in him. And Jesse is like, I am not interested in staying. I don't care what Ten Hag say. I don't care what nobody say. I am heading out. What are your thoughts on this whole Jesse Lingard situation? We want to start with you, Robert.
Jesse is an asshole. I'm done.
Please!
I have nothing more to say again about Jesse. I have nothing more to say about Jesse. Nothing. Because I'm sorry. You want a lack of honor for leaving the club. Right?
For being a good servant for all of those years. Faithful. Jesse Lingard went on loan so many times. Jesse Lingard worked hard to make it into the first team.
Roy Keane never got a send-off. Eric Cantona never got a send-off. Right?
Rio Ferdinand, after the man last game, didn't even get to stand up outside and clap, because he was told it was his last game after the game and in the dressing room.
David Beckham, no
send-off.
Van Persie, no. Van Nistelrooy, no. Rooney,
Dwight York,
no. Right. So holy mother, so and so is Jesse Lingard. By flecky boy.
Oh, yeah.
If it was me, he was never playing for this whole season. He was never playing, because I'm sorry, I remember the man put posts of him at this time at West Ham, right? During our bad run. You said, I am not leaving. I will stay here and fight for my place. You had a chance to go to West Ham. Leave. Right?
Exactly.
But
if he was lied to by anybody, he was lied to by Solskjaer.
No, right, but again, it was his choice to stay. It's like your wife beating you, right? Hitting you the Amber Heard treatment every night. Licks. Put in your bed. You get a chance to divorce the woman. She say, you know what? Leave. Get out of my house. And what you say? Nah, girl, I go stay. No, you deserve your licks. You deserve your licks, your poo, your cut hand, whatever you get, you deserve. To hell with Jesse Lingard house. To hell with he. I don't care about him no more. Let me go and burn. I hope he go to freaking Scunthorpe. I hope so. Sure, good.
So before we move on to other members of the panel, Kept Prime is saying goodbye, Jesse. And Martin Phillip just touching on the conversation we were having before about Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. He says Pep decision making is troubling on the big stage. We will learn another lesson after the game. So I hope we get an outright number 9. I think Mahrez going off was a poor decision at the time, but we live to fight another day. We could talk about Pep Guardiola's decision making in finals or semi-finals all day long, because sometimes it's just so puzzling. But sometimes he's so much of a genius, he outwits himself.
He does.
So Ken Prime is saying Jesse should have stayed at West Ham. Watching, but remember to like the video. If you're watching us on YouTube, remember to subscribe and continue weighing in on the program. But talk to me, Hayden. do you feel for Jesse at all? Do you agree with his point, or as far as you're concerned, go along?
Let him go.
Feel me?
He should have stayed at West Ham. He should have stayed at West Ham. But he made a decision, just as Robert just said, staying here no matter what. You're seeing the administration changing. You had a problem with Solskjaer, with Oli.
You see, you wasn't getting playing time before.
Right.
You wasn't
You
in the
ain't get
team
much.
plan.
You ain't get much in Rangnick, but you get some. Right? And Ten Hag coming along. Oh gosh, wait, make a decision, wait and see. As Robert says, Scrantop might be the one to take him. Or somebody else.
Well, we hearing all kind of thing, you know. You're hearing about PSG links, you're hearing about AC Milan links, you're hearing about Newcastle links. I personally don't care, and my opinion is Jesse could bust out. But you know, because Jesse Lingard has been such a faithful servant, it deserves some attention in the conversation. You know,
I don't have a problem with that, Chad. If he had said he was staying on. But let me ask you something. You mentioned it at the start. Was his brother who said it, or was it him personally who said it?
No, his brother put up the post.
Right. So we are hear from him yet, eh?
Of course, we heard from him.
Right?
But just like when Paul Pogba brother says things and Paul Pogba doesn't come out and disagree, you know, Jesse, let me tell you something. The minute that game ended, that post came out not too long after, you know.
Yeah.
That post to me seems like it was prepared, you know.
And
Jesse must have messaged brother that and brother just copy and paste, you know.
Copy and paste.
I know I'm using the man and I don't know for a fact that is the case. But that seems more like it came from Jesse Lingard himself than his brother.
Yeah.
That's how it looked.
I don't know. He should have held on to me. As Robert said, if he is really the quality player you are, hold on and see what happened with Ten Hag. You don't know what the man decision would have been.
At
but
20,
if you want to go,
26 or 28,
yeah,
whatever Jesse is, I say, boy, you gain a big contract, go somewhere else. Because even if Manchester United offer Jesse Lingard a new contract, is not going to be the kind of money that he could get at a Newcastle or even, who knows, at a West Ham, because they got to pay a fee this time, so he could definitely negotiate for more money. But I don't particularly have fond memories of Jesse Lingard. I remember jumping up and down when we won that FA Cup.
Right.
So that is basically it.
No, he danced at the Emirates.
Well, that too, but to say that Jesse is a player that I would miss, I'll be lying if I said that. I really wouldn't miss Jesse Lingard. I just wouldn't.
No, but it made no sense, man. It made no sense.
Guys, I wanna really spend a little time talking about the upcoming FA Youth Cup. It is going to be played on next week, Wednesday. I believe that is May the 11th. Manchester United under 18s are taking on Nottingham Forest under 18s. Now, if you're a United supporter, you know, and even if you're not a United supporter, I am sure you would be hearing and seeing stuff online where this is concerned. You know, there's a lot of hype around
that under 18 team.
Around the team. And you know, you may be wondering, well, is it just the Manchester United hype train? You know, the hype machine that likes to make things into something, or is there something really worth getting excited about? And I want to put a little history and a little perspective for you all, and then you all will tell me, you know, on the panel, whether you are excited about this or not. The last time Manchester United won this competition was in 2011. That's the last time Manchester United won this competition, right? Let me call out some of the people who was on that team. We had people on that team. Mr. Paul Pogba was on that team. Lingard was on that team. Pereira was on that team. Januzaj was on that team. Sam Johnson. No, Sam Johnson never came to do big things for us, but he was a professional goalkeeper in the Premier League for many seasons after that. Michael Keane, who is presently a centre-back at Everton, is also a solid Premier League player, was on that team. Ravel Morrison, who Sir Alex Ferguson called one of the most naturally gifted and talented footballers he has ever seen. Ravel Morrison's career did not
Take off.
fail because he wasn't talented. You know, it seemed he had disciplinary issues and he just used to get himself into trouble. But as far as talent goes, and it's not just Sir Alex Ferguson, there are many, many people, former players, that every time they talk about Ravel Morrison, you always see them get kind of depressed because, you know, for them, they thought he was going to be even a greater star than Cristiano Ronaldo. They believed his talent was so good, but it didn't work out for him. So,
the dog agreeing with you too.
Good afternoon to Darren in the comments. So you find that you know, these are the quality of players that was in the last time we went to a final and we won that final in 2011. When you go through those kind of players, you tell yourself that was some good quality in that team, right? So now let's talk about who is in the team presently, who will be playing next week Wednesday. You have Alejandro Garnacho. He has 5 goals in the competition. He's a winger. You have Charlie McNeil. He has 5 goals as well. He's a striker. You have Joe Hugel, who has been ripping it up in the under 18s. He has a lot of goals, not in the FA Cup, but generally in the under 18s team. You have Shea Toure. We have seen a little bit of him for the senior team. He has gotten his senior debut already.
Yes.
But he as well is ripping it up on that level. You also have a centre-back called Willie Cambuela. And he is somebody that a lot of people are talking about. He is considered to be probably the next big thing as far as defensively coming out of Manchester United. My question to the panel is this. When you look in the history of Manchester United, you had the Busby Babes, right? That went on to do big things in Europe. That went on to do big things domestically in England. Then you had the class of 92 with Sir Alex. Do you all think that there is a chance that this group could be Ten Hag's Busby Babes or Ten Hag's class of 92? Talk to me. Let me start with a veteran. Let me start with Hayden. Hayden, you mightn't remember the Busby Babes by watching them on TV, black and white in them days, but I know you know about them. So talk to me. When you know, are you excited about this FA Cup?
Well, listen, I haven't followed the Youth FA Cup, right? But
let's be real, most of us didn't until the semi-final. I went and had to research to give you all the information. I don't want to make it sound like if I wasn't following them until the semi-final.
Right. But you see that boy you call that name, you call it Alejandro?
Yeah, Garnacho, yeah.
Watch out, you know. I'm telling
you, different.
He is going to be one of Ten Hag's main go-to persons. I don't know if he'll be a starter, but I'm telling you, he is going to be one of Ten Hag. And looking at what has happened this season, unless men change themselves seriously, Ten Hag is going to be thinking future, you know. Ten Hag not going back and trying to resuscitate what many people see as dead weight this season. He going into that team, pull out some key players, even if they make the bench to start for the season, and then use some of the older heads who are willing to work with those youngsters and rebuild that team. Right? I know we had a discussion sometime the other day as to who should be the new captain. And I remember I said, they're here and start from there and they're coming out. They're coming out through the defense, looking and see who's willing to work, looking and see who's prepared to make the effort. And you're not up to the scratch. Replace you. We can't get worse. We can't get worse than what we are. Right? And we have youngsters there and Alejandro is showing it. We have youngsters who are there who are dying to take the field. They're hungry. They really want to get a chance to get onto that field.
We ain't even talking about those who on loan, eh? We ain't talking about the Ghana and the Levets. We ain't talking about this guy right back. Anyway, his name just slipped me right now. But we ain't talking about, we have a few talented guys out on loan as well.
On loan, yeah.
Yeah. So I know Ten Hag I think has a lot to play for. A lot to play with. I mean, sorry, and that game, that final, he should be there. He should be there at the final to see
So look,
what we have, what
How
he
will
has to work
remember
with.
the Dutch league still going on, but he will
Yeah.
most likely be watching the final for sure. Next week Wednesday is that game. So Mark, are you, does this excite you, or do you think it's just the hype train?
now well, that under 18 team, I watched couple clippings with them on YouTube and thing. I follow it as much as I can. And that under 18, that team is a team to get excited about. As a coach coming into a club to rebuild a club, that team is something to get excited about. Reaching a final in the first place is something to get excited about. But that team has some quality players that if they get the right guidance and the proper training, that team could be the future. The Busby Babes, the class of 92. Players from that team could reach far, real far. That Ganacho guy, I don't see any next season playing some sort of big role on the first team. You understand? That team had too much talent, right?
I forgot about Charlie Savage.
Yeah, Charlie Savage, the next one.
I call out everybody else here, but I forgot.
Yeah, because I watch them play and they play they play attractive football, a nice, attractive, attacking football. So that final should be something to watch. Definitely, that team has that team has prospect all over it.
I wanna throw this. I wanna turn it up a little bit, change it around a little bit for Robert. When you look at if this was happening when Jose Mourinho was at the club, I think it would have been different because he is not known for bringing through youth. Even if this was happening with Solskjaer at the club, because even though some of the youth was around, he really wasn't giving the youth that much of a play as much as we thought Solskjaer would. But when you think about what Ten Hag has done and his history at Ajax and his willingness to play youth and the fact that we need so many, there's supposed to be so many people leaving and we cannot fill all those holes in the transfer market. So the bottom line is youth will get a chance. It's just, they will get a chance because we cannot fill all the holes in with the transfer market.
With the amount of men that leaving.
Guys will be promoted to the senior team. It seems almost like the stars are lining perfectly for me, anyway, when I look at it, that you have a crop of young people coming up and you also have a manager coming in that is willing to play youth, that has a history of playing youth. Do you see it that way? Or do you think, it's close without rain? Talk to me, Robert. Take out chin on your mic.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think I don't want to put too much pressure, on these guys because we are seeing the promise, and yes, we look back at that team of 95.
2011.
No,
okay,
yeah, from way back from 95, and then we look at again, yes, that team of 2000 with Lingard and Pogba, right? So yes, we are seeing the promise, but I don't want to put that kind of pressure on these guys right now. I don't think it's that it is fair, So I hope that they win. It'll be nice. It'll be a good experience for them to win it, And even if they can find, even if just a few of them can come through and cameo between these next 3 years of Ten Hag, I think it won't hurt them one bit, But I'm trying just to keep my hopes, a little tempered right now. Just I just want to see the final, and see how they go, and then from there.
The final is next week Wednesday, so we will definitely be talking about it on the next United Hour. on Thursday, without a doubt. Whether we win, whether we lose, that is definitely something we're going to be talking about. So, gentlemen, it came out. Cavani did an interview on ESPN or with ESPN. And in that interview, Cavani said that when he found out that Cristiano Ronaldo was coming to Manchester United, that he called his brother, who is his agent, and he said if it was 2 weeks earlier, right? Because at that time, the transfer window was just about getting ready to close. If it was 2 weeks earlier, which would have been before the season started, he would have left Manchester United. He would have bust out one time, right? And he didn't. His reasoning was very vague. You know, he said he understands what that would have meant, Cristiano Ronaldo coming back. Now, one could assume a lot of things, that, you know, you would not be the main man up front anymore. The kind of media frenzy that comes around Ronaldo. You know, he also talks about regretting the fact that he had so much injuries this season and he wasn't able to contribute. But what that it has me wondering, did he mentally is he one of the players that exited the stage at the beginning of the season? You know, is he one of the players that Cristiano Ronaldo presence negatively affected? Because if your first response was, you know what, I wonder if I should bust the tape, buddy. If this had happened 2 weeks before, I was busting the tape for sure. Man called his brother, the brother had to encourage him to stay, you know. You understand? And this is a player, there's not rumor, or there's a player that is saying this with his own mouth. With his own mouth, he is saying, watch me, I was seriously considering
busting the tape
out when Ronaldo come. And you know, we have to remember as well, let me just remind people that Cavani was playing with number 7. We sold Dan James to get Cavani to play 21 so that Cristiano Ronaldo could get number 7. Now, the club would say, no, that is not why we sold Dan James. But I am telling you that is why we sold Dan James.
Yeah.
Right? We got money from Dan James. We made a profit off of Dan James. But all of that was done. And I am sure that Cavani, all of that would have been Cavani looking and realizing, yeah, well, clearly, you don't
I'm not the man anymore.
You only have one shot caller in this team now, and that's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah,
you know?
son.
So when you guys heard this news, you know, were you moved at all by this? Or, you know, did you feel like me that, you know, Cavani mentally checked out at the beginning of the season when Ronaldo came in? As maybe some other players may have as well.
Well, I know what to say that, Chad. Not just Cavani, but what Rashford?
Yeah.
Rashford hasn't given himself. If this incident with Marcus Greenwood didn't occur, I think Marcus Greenwood might be feeling the same way too, right? And
I you know, I just want to touch on this before I let you finish. A lot of times, every time Ronaldo has a good game and scores or saves Manchester United, people will jump up and go, oh, and people were saying he's the problem. And people have to understand, for those of us, like myself, who was saying that Cristiano Ronaldo contributes to the problems at Manchester United, wasn't saying that Cristiano Ronaldo was the problem, but the effect of Cristiano Ronaldo in the dressing room could have contributed to some of what is going on in the team. It's not like when somebody say that man, especially in the Caribbean, if you say that man is the problem, normally the man, as we used to say when we used to sweat, he pulling stones, right? He not playing good. But you may have a man who is playing at a very high level, but the way he makes the other people feel on the team creates other problems that have nothing to do with his performance. You understand? And clearly, and let's be real, this is Edison Cavani. This is a man that has won things. This is a man that has played around, you know, around the world, played for big clubs, PSG, Barcelona, I think Inter Milan or wherever it is he played in Italy. This is a guy that has done a lot in his career. And this is what was in his mind. And it makes me wonder, well, what was going on in the mind of some of the other players? What did Cristiano Ronaldo come into Manchester United? How did that affect? Because clearly, when we look at Bruno Fernandes, something went wrong with Bruno.
He went into a shell.
So
he dig a hole.
Yeah, so go
Cover up
ahead.
yourself.
You say it all in the chat. So there isn't much more to say because I could call most of those guys in midfield and forward. Everybody. No, I heard them saying after that his impact in the dressing room is keeping them together because he is of his experience, etc., etc. But on the field, okay, who the crowd crying out for? Ronaldo. Who everybody focusing on? Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So I would have loved to see some of the players use that to their advantage because the teams would obviously mark off Ronaldo. And they could have had other players opening up, but the other fellas never pulled their weight at all.
Yeah.
And Chad, I sent you a message recently asking, what really going on with Bruno? Time for him to take a bench. Because with that kind of performances he putting on, man, sit down and wake up and really see what's going on. But
And I saw it earlier in the season too with Rashford and Greenwood.
Yeah.
Them getting in positions to cross the ball or to cut it back for Ronaldo, raising the head, seeing as Ronaldo, and choosing to shoot from a ridiculous, impossible angle.
And even between themselves, who's starting? This young boy has done very well. I think he has fallen under Ronaldo's wing well, Elanga.
I'm not going to say that. Watch the last game there.
Elanga
the game before this last game.
Yeah.
He cut back. Elanga get past man, cut back one, Ronaldo tap home. Same situation where Rashford and Greenwood was getting themselves in earlier in the season and was choosing to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
So
and Elanga realized just use the man, use the star. That's no problem. All them mark him off. I will make the runs again. And when they realize that we're in a danger spot, they go leave Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And I clip it back to Ronaldo.
Tap home. Same thing with Bruno the last game. Tap home.
Life is interesting, because it is amazing that different people can face the exact same experience and have a totally different response.
Exactly.
Right? While some people walking out that dressing room, because I ain't not lying to tell you, even as somebody watching the football, right? Even as a supporter, when I am hearing them singing Viva Ronaldo, I remember not just the first game, the first 3 games, they were singing Viva Ronaldo for 90 minutes. They were singing Viva Ronaldo before the game start. They continued
coming into the stadium, you was hearing it.
And you know why I used to ask myself? But how these players, the other players on the team feeling, boy? Because they used to sing Bruno before.
Yeah.
No, when I say that, they didn't used to sing Bruno whole game. They would have sung other songs. But all of a sudden, they ain't singing nothing.
Everything is Viva Ronaldo.
Viva Ronaldo.
Viva Ronaldo.
And, while some players, like Elanga, for example, could look at it and say, boy, the focus is on Ronaldo. That is less pressure for me.
Let me do my thing.
Free. I could go there and play my game because I don't have pressure on my back. Whether I have a bad game or not, people are not going to focus on me because Ronaldo here, right? And allow themselves to do that. Other people allow that to make them feel pressured because Mason Greenwood, who was carrying this team at the beginning of the season, suddenly started to perform horribly, right?
But we don't know why.
Rashford just performing horribly right through.
Yeah, right through.
So clearly some people, Bruno Fernandes, the arrival of Ronaldo made certain people diminish in their mind, and that pressure affected them. And then other people, like Fred, like Elanga, they were like, watch man, all of a sudden nobody in cussing Fred and Scott out every week because there are other things to talk about. And Fred game started to elevate. So some people dealt with it in a positive way. A lot of players, it seemed, dealt with it in a negative way. Do you think, Robert, that this is just a sneak peek, this revelation from Cavani? No, Cavani is on the way out, so he could speak his mind. He knows that Ronaldo is not going to be his teammate next season. But do you think there's a sneak peek into probably the minds of some of the other players at United that their reaction probably wasn't that positive? While we were all buying Ronaldo shirts and singing and having a positive meltdown, right, as supporters, when we heard about Ronaldo, maybe some of the players
Yeah, but
wasn't necessarily feeling that.
Before you answer that, Robert, look behind you.
I,
Viva Ronaldo!
no, but what they say about ships and the tide, rising tide. I can't remember how it goes. Somebody help me. I can't remember how the saying goes, but it's about you came into this team, right? And people, well, we forget the Europa League final. These same guys choked and didn't win it. They choked. People forget last season we were choking horribly. We weren't performing that well. Yes, we came second, but we got second, dragging, kicking, screaming. It wasn't like we were, thrown. We weren't prancing the second. We didn't.
It's not
We
like
didn't
Liverpool
prance.
now pushing City.
Right? No,
We wasn't pushing nothing.
we were falling down, gear up, fall again, roll on the floor. We were just in a hot mess. By get, right? We got Ronaldo. But it just goes to show the mentality, right, of these guys. Bruno has no strength. Because if all it takes for you is for Ronaldo to show up and for people to stop singing your song and sing his song for your game to fall so far down, you were never that good in the first place. You never
True.
were. Because Ilanga came on, right? I remember, can't remember which
Robert,
game.
all I get my Bruno jersey, all they make me feel like it win.
Oh God, hey, that was them. If it was up to me, it'd have been him. It was up to me. You understand? Now, but look at Ilanga again, right? His first Champions League goal came from an assist from Ronaldo. The boy came to this team, saw who was there, and said, to himself, I am going to elevate myself to meet him. I'm going to meet him. I'm going to work hard and meet him. Ronaldo came to us, 18 years old, and he met he met greats on that team. He could have folded, but the man raised himself to meet them and then surpass them. So what is wrong with Bruno? What is wrong with Cavani? Right? What is wrong with Rashford and Mason? Okay, fine. You so weak-minded, right? Instead of you say to yourself, this is Ronaldo. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Let me learn from this man. Let me sit down with this man for the rest of his career here. Every damn day. Every day. Watch him. Watch how he eats. Watch how he trains. Watch how he lives. And
Yeah.
it might make me better. No. You want to go and slap a woman. You want to go and be put in a post. You're going to be going and crying and carrying on and crashing your car and doing no kind of shoppiness instead of playing a game. And then you get vexed when men boo you. But
Yeah.
you are playing garbage. So
At
men
that-
won't you.
At that age, them was just supposed to stick a data cable in Ronaldo and take
That's what I'm
everything
saying.
from him.
Take everything.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo is the kind of guy, because look at Ilanga. Look at how much times Ilanga will score goals. And Ronaldo is always talking about how Ilanga is such a, he's always there with him. He learns so much from him. And Ronaldo just wants to teach his boy everything. He just wants, because I thought that Rashford would have been the man,
Yeah.
because to really step up. Because remember, Rashford is a lifelong Ronaldo fan. And you meet him now. And the
What
man
to play with him.
the man learned nothing. You learned nothing from the man. Nothing.
Well,
You know?
we're not gonna talk about Rashford, but Rashford
You know?
has deteriorated.
Horribly.
I can't think of any footballer that in such a short time I have seen their skill level drop so drastically.
So far,
Bruno.
and that's what I'm saying. Because we came second last year. Remember, we were all saying we were one midfielder away from actually challenging for the league. And now we're here now, and it's like people say, "Oh,
Give it the whole
if
team.
if he didn't come."
Scrap iron
But-
buying.
My
Yeah.
thing is this, right? If Ronaldo didn't come, where will we be? I don't think we'll be fourth or fifth or sixth. I think we'll be lower because this team has no. They
Right,
have
we
no
about
bottom.
16th or 17th
Because-
somebody.
Remember, this collapse was coming since last year. If we are all being honest with ourselves, it has been coming. It just Ronaldo coming that just made it happen a lot quicker. You know, but I can't. That to me is not an excuse as a professional footballer. You know, have some pride because Ronaldo can have a bad game and go sing his song. You know why? Because the man earned it. The man earned
Yeah.
his songs.
You don't need a goal for us to sing Viva Ronaldo.
So
Exactly.
play
Just
game.
walk in the stadium.
As I say, just play. Bruno, if you so want to be captain, then play like a captain. Be a captain.
Real.
Do it.
Have the attitude of a captain.
That's
I
what I'm
want-
saying.
I want is about that time where we're supposed to be talking about the top Shotta and the Booboo of the week. But I just want to touch on want us to touch on one other thing before we do that. And that is the statement from Ralf Rangnick that Manchester United needs 2 strikers. And he
Correct.
stressed that he wasn't referring to about wingers. He's not talking about attacking
Strikers.
players. He's talking
Out
about
and out
2
strikers.
out and out strikers, 2 front men. We need strikers heading into next season. Regardless of whether Ronaldo stays or Ronaldo goes, we need strikers heading into next season. And I just wanted to get a quick thought from you all. Do you all agree with this or
Yeah.
disagree?
I totally agree with that.
Yes. The
I
striker,
never like a one striker.
the striker should have been Mason,
Yeah.
but he went and he
He strike somebody else.
Well, you striker.
Yeah, he strike her. Yeah, son.
Wicked,
I
them
will-
wicked, them wicked. I don't know how them so wicked, why them so wicked, but I know so them wicked, them wicked, them wicked.
Mark, what you were saying you believe?
I believe in 2 strikers, 2 front men, because, to have the defense more occupied. Go on here, 1 striker, and he not getting no balls in time. An easy day for the defenders. 2 strikers, 2 out and out natural strikers that causing problems could open up things for other players, other men coming from midfield. Occupy the defense a little more.
I mean, if there's one thing we know, Ralph has been talking his mind. And to me, 99.9% of what has been coming out of Ralph's mind does make real sense to me.
Yeah.
I think most of us as supporters will be like, yeah, when Ralph talks, we'll be like, well, as Ralph does say, that is obvious, right? That seemed to be straightforward. That seemed to be common sense. So let's hope that those people in positions of power at Manchester United, and to some extent Ten Hag, they come in with that same kind of mentality and thoughts. So let's get in to the top Shotta and Booboo of the week segment. For anybody, I don't think there's anybody out there who don't know what the top Shotta and Booboo of the week is about. But in case there is somebody out there who don't know, the top Shotta of the week is the personality, the football team, the country that is just having an amazing week, an unbelievable week. They have the Midas touch. Anything they touch turn to goal. The Booboo of the week is that football personality, that team, that manager, that country that's just having a horrible week. They walk outside and a bird poop on them. You understand? They're just having a bad time. They
Wet toilet paper could cut them.
A worse week than they're having right about now. So, who wants to go first with the top Shotta, their top Shotta and Booboo of the week?
I'll go. I don't mind. I'll go.
Right.
You want top first or?
It don't matter, you frolic. And for those in the
Alright.
comments, I mean, let us know who is your who do you think deserves to be considered a top Shotta this week,
Alright.
and those who you feel just having a horrible week. Who's the Booboo of the week? So put it in the comments. We'll read it out as we go along.
Right. My top, well, my name says it all. I have two, Benzema and this guy here. These men just they're just they're just on a different level. They're on a different level. I am sorry. I don't care what no one says.
Yeah.
Ronaldo is never the problem. You are the problem, not Ronaldo. You are the problem, not Ronaldo. The man is great.
And who's the Booboo of the week?
Well, besides Harry Maguire, who is always Booboo, regardless of what. Always. My Booboo have to be Lingard. It have to be just Lingard. You were so delusional to think that you deserve a send-off. What have you done for this club? What? You and I here, all three of us here, right, have done more for that club than him. It's facts. It's facts. It's facts. What you doing? No, man.
I feel I played that wicked that wicked a little too early, but
Too early to play that.
I should have hold that back for Robert and he Booboo boy. Wait,
Nah, but I saw it.
wait, Robert.
No, you know why? You deserve it, man. You deserve it. You deserve it, man. You deserve it. I'm sorry, you deserve it. You could have left last year, but with your head held high, with respect from us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could have left last year and said, guys, you know, it was good, it was nice, thank you, and go at Sam. But no, you want to stick around and then, you know, be so and salty and now you're here. Nah. Booboo of the week. Booboo of the week.
Fair enough. Talk to me, Mark. I'll read all the comments.
My
after
top
you-
shotter is Real Madrid.
Mm.
Yeah. And simple reason for the football they're playing for the past couple weeks in Champions League Day, when everybody ride them off, they're just finding that way to come back and win games.
Mm-hmm.
Booboo of the week, Pep Bottle Guardiola. And Jesse, I should have left long time ago, Lingard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I see no reason you should have come back from West Ham. You should have just stayed there one time
Mm-hmm.
and save yourself all this embarrassment now. You understand?
Sure.
And
So,
Guardiola,
Yeah,
Guardiola
right.
just need to relax and stop overthink, boy.
Yeah.
Well, he have a couple more games to catch himself and win.
Yeah.
I mean, what would be the second most important piece of silverware that any team could win, which is the league. Actually, some would say is the first and most important piece of silverware it could win. Darren is saying Rodrigo is the top shotter. I mean, wow. 2 goals, Champions League semi-final, and 2 critical goals to bring a team from behind. Definitely. Rodrigo is rolling. And Pep is the Booboo, and well, I mean, we discussed it at length earlier in the convo. So for me, I have to say Carlo Ancelotti seems to have the Midas touch. Because Real Madrid plays average football against PSG, against who is the next team?
Chelsea.
Chelsea,
Mm-hmm.
and against Manchester City. When you look at the ties in totality, Real Madrid, for over 60% of those ties, played poorly.
Yeah.
Deservedly went behind. And somehow,
Find that
Carlo
way.
Ancelotti would make some substitutions. He will have a talk at halftime. I don't know what kind of fairy dust he have. He just sprinkle on them players. Benzema
Fairy
just
dust,
come out
right.
there and
Could do it some of that dust next season, yes?
you understand? And that team just give you spurts of 15, 20 minutes and give you 3 goals. 15, 20.
Yeah.
Whole game they're playing crap. And 15, 20 minutes is just blitz here. It's be
Yeah.
like, yeah, take that.
And yeah.
So Carlo Ancelotti for me, and Real Madrid as a whole, definitely top shutters right about now. And my Booboo of the week just have to be Pep and Manchester City. You know,
Yeah.
Manchester City, I don't know what to say about it. When it comes to the Champions League, and a line, when you watch Manchester City on a normal day does remind me of the Borg for the people who just watch Star Trek.
Mhm.
For those who don't know who the Borg is, the Borg was a group of beings, and they used to put machine into um biological life. So whether it was a human being or whether it was an alien, they would take you and connect the machines to your brain. So the whole group does operate like one. When you meet one Borg, it's like if you meet the thousandth one. All of them does think the same, talk the same, you know?
My
And
boy.
that's how City does play. City, when you look at City play, that is a well-oiled machine, a unit. Everybody there understands what it's supposed to be. I mean, you have men like Grealish and you have men like Sterling who are just throwaway artists. You know what I mean? So they may not finish, but in terms of the team, that team plays unbelievably well. And
Yeah.
somehow when it comes to finals, he does find a way to mess his own team up.
Yeah.
Pep does
As
just do it.
I tell you earlier, Pep suffering from finals. He can't
Mhm.
win one.
Hmm.
You understand?
He
So
can't win one.
Pep and Manchester City are definitely the boo-boos of the week. I mean, there are some people who always celebrate when PSG and Manchester City get kicked out there. Because there are some people that, as far as they're concerned, and Chelsea, because they don't like to see that kind of oil money, that oil oligarchy,
To
influencing.
the buy the championship.
Yeah, there are some people that are of that belief. At the end of the day, you got to play good football to win. Not PSG, but Manchester City does play good football.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
You know,
So who knows if Pep will ever get him over the line, while he
Pep
is
had to
there.
go back a shaman and reverse that curse.
Well, according to Darren, Ancelotti is a man, he's a be a man because he working. Whatever it is, ever he doing it working. Let's see if he could if they could neutralize Salah one more time.
Yeah.
They don't have Mr. Ramos there with the dark arts to do
Yeah,
the
just
job.
put all you have to do is just put Ramos on the bench to sit down.
This is presence alone.
Yeah.
Bring him and put him in the stands.
Put him in the stands with Salah could see him.
So people,
Nightmares.
remember to like this video. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you are not. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for all of those people commenting in the comments, getting involved with the channel. For myself, Robert Wallace and Mark Lewis and all the other members of the United our team. Remember, Red Devils don't die. We multiply. Enjoy the rest of your day, people.
Peace out.